Hey guys, welcome back to Ship Happens. It's very warm today, it's like 32 degrees. So we're not quite built for this sort of weather, but luckily we've got a nice sea breeze coming in. Anyway, so today Gemma's over there doing some shorts, whatever they are. So hopefully we're going to do an engine run today, because we've got a lot of water. I think it's like a 9.5 or something like that today, so should be fun. So we haven't actually run the engines for a long time, and we keep getting people saying, when are you going to run the engines again? So we've just not had time, but so yeah, we're going to do that, and then we'll see where the day takes us. So I've just been educated what shorts are, and they're not these. So apparently they're for people with very short attention spans, and they're only under 60 seconds long, so check them out. Cool, so the water's coming in now, quite deep now, so I'll give them a quick run. What do you think? Should be nice. Yeah. Do I look sweaty? It's very hot today. Anyway, right, so now I need to open the sea cocks. So I've already checked the oil and the water, so just basically open the sea cocks to allow some water to the engines to cool them. So now we'll just give it some heat, and then we'll give it a crank. Now this one, check the water's coming out. So yeah, the engine's fired up amazingly. Not amazingly, they're really good motors, to be honest with you. They haven't been run for how long? 9 months? Something like that. Should really run them every high water, but we're always too busy. Anyway, this time it was the alternator belt was catching a bit on the fins, but the belt's not even tight anyway, because as we know, because the alignment is wrong. But something else we had an issue with, which wasn't quite good. We had to turn it off. The starter motor was making some weird noises. It wasn't quite engaged. It was sort of like half engaged, if that makes sense. So I need to do some investigation. But I ended up cutting some signal wires to the starter motor, which didn't actually stop it. I turned the battery isolator off, which didn't stop it. So you should do technically, shouldn't it? But because the engine batteries are actually linked to the Victron system, there's basically a split charge between. So because we've got loads of sun and lots of wind and stuff like that, it was actually still engaged between. So it was powering through the leisure batteries because everything was linked because all the batteries are up. So I now need to put another isolator between everything basically. If that makes any sense, don't know. But yeah, I need to investigate the wiring on the engine, so that's going to be a later episode, I think.
Winter job.
A winter job, but we ran it for long enough anyway, so we've got some oil moving around the engine and stuff, so that's good. So I've just been doing some looking at it. You know when you have a problem, you just start like staring at something, you go, right, okay, this goes there, this goes there, this goes there. So I'm going to quickly put the power back on to simulate the fault, so check this out. So the starter So the starter's turning, but it's not engaging. So in here we've got a big solenoid. So then that flicks an arm, which then engages the Bendix to then engage the engine. But what's happening is we've obviously got a link between here and here internally. So it's a fault with basically the solenoid that's on the starter motor, which does the engagement of the motor and also gives it power to the actual main windings of the starter. So what I need to do is pull this and then maybe take it to the workshop, have a look, see if there's anything obvious inside, or God forbid it, we need a new one from Caterpillar. But hey, it's all good.
So because we're on quite a high tide today, I want to see how much we float. So I've stuck a pole in the back, and what I'm going to do now is should be the highest point. I'm just going to put a pen mark there, and today it is a 9.1. So what I'll do is when we drop back down, I'll put another mark and I'll be able to see actually how much we lifted up off the ground today. Should be quite interesting to find out, shouldn't it? So now the tide's gone out. There's our mark we put on before, 9.1. And we measured it to here. So, let's measure how much we actually floated. I'm quite surprised, really.
Okay, what's that?
So it's like
860.
860 mil. Wow! We could have swam under the boat today. Did you think it was going to be that much?
No.
Me either. Last time we did it, it was only 8.6 last time, and we done 400 mil.
Impressive.
I think what we need to start doing is just writing all these down on the whiteboard as to what we float on, and you know, the tide and how much we float. So then when we do come to leave, we will know the minimum tide that we need.
That's what I was going to get out then. And it'd be nice to know. Yeah, we want to go on the least amount of tide, so we're still going to have to sort of machine a bit away at the front, I think.
Did you think that was going to?
No.
I'm blown away a bit, to be honest.
So that was what, 9.1.
9.1.
So we do get 10 meters here.
Yeah.
Of tide, so we get another meter on that. So yeah, we could just sail straight out.
Laughing.
Happy
Cool.
days. Let's go tomorrow.
Yay! No, the tide's dropping tomorrow. Have to wait.
Let's give it full power then.
So after our little shop the other day, we have got a lot of stuff that we really needed. It's all consumables and bits like that. So we've got to tidy all this up. But luckily Simon built me a new bench, so I've got somewhere to put it all. Yay! Getting organised on the boat today. So after that engine run, doesn't it just make you like want to go?
And I said, should we just go?
Obviously we are a long way off moving Sarinda. And there's a lot of people who go, well, you could take her out for a spin now. It's not as easy as that. Yeah. She's not structurally sound enough to go out.
Oh, we know some systems that need attention, don't we?
But also our systems need attention. You know, we
haven't got a clue what we're doing, really.
Well, you know, we can manage little boats. We've always had little boats, but we've never owned something this big. 72 feet, you know.
I don't think a lot of people watching have, really.
That, you know, she's massive. So obviously we've done our powerboat training. And we are currently working through our day skipper theory course online, aren't we? Which I'm about 50% of the way through it.
Yeah, how far am I through it?
You're probably about 35.
Yeah, so I'm having ups and downs. Some bits I'm like, wow, easy. And then other bits I'm like...
But it's amazing how much you don't know, isn't it?
Oh God,
so
yeah, it is.
We're doing everything that we can do to improve ourselves as well as the boat.
Yeah.
So when the day comes where we do leave, we've got the knowledge that we need.
Well, we've got the piece of paper.
Yeah.
But I've been saying to Jem, we need some proper, serious, practical.
We do.
And to get ourselves almost into trouble, do you know what I mean? And learn from it, you know, because the last thing I want to do is get this boat into trouble.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because
So hopefully in the next week or two we will have our day skipper's theory complete.
Yeah.
We've been doing that online, which is great because we fit it in around us and the kids and the boat work and the housework and the day jobs.
Yeah. Is that why you're further ahead than me?
So we also managed to talk Ardent Training into giving our viewers a discount, which is totally fab of them. So if you're looking to do your day skipper theory course online, I would highly recommend them, because even though it's online, literally if I'm stuck with anything, I can ping them a message and I get a reply back like instantly. They are great, and you can phone them as well and email, and they even offer like Zoom calls. So check out Ardent Training. But yes, they have agreed to give our viewers a 10% discount off the price of the course.
That's good.
So if you use the code SHappens10, you'll get like, I think near enough 30 quid off the price of your course. So bargain.
Yeah, that's good. I'd do the course. I think it's really, even if you're not like wanting to go offshore or anything daft like that, you know, like you learn so much.
You do, and it's really helped us.
And you can do it in the winter. You can do it anytime you want. You know, like. Yeah.
But I think what we need to do is actually get out onto the water as much as we can. Yeah. Obviously not in Sarinda.
No.
But we've got a little batship.
We have got the little. Do you remember the little white and blue hull bow?
So.
The only issue is, what I've been saying to Gemma is, we leave here. After knowing what we know now, with all everything, we need to know where you are. Yeah. Especially around here, you could get into some big trouble, I think. So.
The thing is, where we are here, the area is uncharted.
Yes, because we bought all the charts, haven't we? Oh, okay. Yeah, because it dries out completely.
So what would we need then to be able to go out on batship on the ocean?
Well, we weren't like a chart plotter, didn't we? Really, we're like sonar on it.
Well, they're fish findy thingies.
Yeah, for fish finder, but. As well, we may as well buy one that we can actually use on Sarinda, see on the flybridge. Cool, so we're back at the workshop now, little battleship's out. And apparently Gemma's got me some goodies to put on it. So let's have a look, shall we?
Happy birthday, Christmas, anniversary, Valentine's Day for the next 10 years.
Valentine's Day? Alright, let's go open it up.
Boat goodies!
Welcome back to Raymarine Live. Do you ever watch Raymarine Live? I'm obsessed with watching it because there's so much like in depth with like Raymarine. You really should check out there. They have got a YouTube, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Anyway, so we opted for Raymarine because it's
the dog stanglies.
It's the best. It really, really is. Because we did so much research. You can buy these cheapo things, and I just wanted to start as we mean to go on with Sarinda, basically.
So we went for a Raymarine Axiom 9 Plus.
Yeah, I'll show you that in a minute.
We've got a fixed VHF radio, which that's my forte, isn't it?
Yeah.
Since I've got the certificate.
So it was like Charlie Roger. Is that what you say?
You failed. That's an empty box.
Got a cardboard box.
Go on, you can bin that box off.
Bin the box off.
And then here we have.
Can you remember what it's called?
Transducer.
Oh.
Look at that. I don't know where it goes though. That's your job.
It's a job for the instructions. Really? I'm not one for instructions, but like, because that's out for transducer.
Wow.
And it's got about 1 million pins on it, so it does a lot of things at once.
And then we've got some wires and plugs and lighthouse charts.
Yeah, did do some research on them. Very, very good.
So, time to get it all fitted on the little boat.
Yeah, just point out all this is probably worth more than the little boat. It's like a kid with the 500 quid car and the £2 grand stereo.
Yeah.
Did you like? That was me when I was a kid.
But
hang on, you forgot the mat.
And we've got a nice mat. Look at this. So you go, we've got a nice mat to put on the boat. Yeah. Wipe your feet off before you go in the little.
I think for Sarinda we need a bigger one. Do you reckon they do bigger ones?
A rug.
A big Raymarine rug. Anyway.
Right.
So we're going to read some instructions. Going to offer some stuff up to see where it fits and stuff
like that. I've got a problem.
We all know that.
So obviously this is going on a little. Should we just turn you around to see the actual boat?
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. So this is going on this little boat, and my biggest problem is where we're meant to fit a 9-inch screen. So I think we're going to have some like rearranging to do, aren't we?
No.
No?
We're going to offer it up in a minute and then we're going to have a look. And then I've got a slight plan, but I've never actually had it out of the box. So we're going to mount up, put the little trunnion on it, and then we're going to see where it goes.
Right, let's see if we can squeeze all this in on a tiny little boat.
As well, I want to be able to remove it and take it home with me easily.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can't leave stuff like that lying on a boat.
Theft and, you know, the world we live in.
Yeah.
So, let's get it on. I'm excited. I want to play with it. And because obviously we've been doing our day skipper theory course. And you know, there's an element in there about, you know, chart plotters and stuff, but I've never actually physically used one myself, so I'm quite looking forward to having a little play around with it. Right, I will read the instructions. Oh, look at this. Everything is very well packaged, isn't it?
This is one of them opening videos.
Alright, I have to see if I can get this in the bin. Oh, no, missed.
It's got to be up there, isn't it? So I think if it gets mounted up there, then we'll make like a windscreen. Because obviously it'd be good to have a bit of a windscreen anyway, because so we need to make a wedge.
Definitely doesn't say it.
Because my initial thoughts were, well, that's upside down, but my initial thoughts were there, but then it masks all of the other gauges and stuff, so yeah, I think there's good, but we'll have to make a wedge infill. So yeah, we need to make like a wedge, I think. I'm gonna review that with Gemma, but she's actually on the phone at the moment to a customer, so I thought, hey, let's have a quick sort of, let's do a boat tour. Why is everyone doing boat tours at the moment? This would be like the shortest one ever, I think. So I've been doing a few little jobs on it, so put some little tables, because obviously we're getting quite into our maps and stuff like that, so we need somewhere to put a map out on, so I think here's quite nice. It's got like a protective mask on it at the moment, but it's like some shiny wood. I'll put like a little light in so you can read the maps. It's got USB up here. Ooh, so we've got this. It's actually like a motorsport heater, so it's like a lightweight heater, but I'm using the what's it called? The little P-tube on the engine, I've run a pipe from the engine. So you can see like the red pipe there, and that comes in around the back here, and then goes through this small radiator, and then out through a through hole on the boat. So it actually provides heating within this cabin area. It's really good. And also you can actually see whether your boat's moving water just by glancing down, because it comes out, it exhausts out the side of the boat. So yeah, it's all good. Right, so we need to mount the radio as well, so I think I'm going to keep the radio inside the cab. I'm going to grab the radio in a second. I think we'll mount it around here. Let's have a look. So we're obviously inside the cabin area, what do you call it?
The tiniest boat in the world.
Smallest boat. I've just done a quick boat tour, took 2 seconds. Front back. So we're thinking that the radio should stay inside. Obviously we're going to be driving from there, but there's like a lanyard or a squawky thing.
Push to talk.
Yes, so we can have the hook on the outside, so when we're on the way, this door will be open in a way, so we can hang it up there, then we can.
Because there just isn't the space for it outside.
No. And as well, we want to keep it because all this locks up. So yeah, I think the radio's going to go there. So that's that side. Let's see what else we've got to think about. So we've got an aerial that's on the way.
VHF.
A VHF aerial.
Yeah.
It's an echo, you know, isn't it?
And the aerial's actually been kindly donated to us by Alan, so thank you so much, Alan.
Cheers, Alan.
Yeah, and then we've got to work out where the transducer's going.
So I've just made a wedge. So I've decided that the axiom is going to go there. So I made like a nice wedge out of some Morocco, which actually came off the big boat, which was like all the old scrap door frames and bits of wood we had. So yeah, I'm quite pleased about that. Let's have a look. So it now sits square to the world. Gemma's like, just put it on the angle. I was all like, oh, that was a picture frame in our house. You wouldn't be impressed, would you?
No.
Okay, nice and square now. So obviously we'll line it up with the centre of the steering wheel. But I need to give it a quick sand, then get that in paint now. So, oh, do you want to keep it wood looking?
No, paint it white.
Why should you paint every beautiful wood grain?
So what I'm doing is trying to work out the best location to fit the transducer. So it'll go on the transom. So what you want to make sure is that you're putting it on the right side, and how you know what side you put it on all depends on the direction of your prop. So our propeller turns clockwise, so it's going to go on the starboard side because you want it in the area of least turbulence. So our propeller's going down, so it's going to be the least turbulent side on the starboard side, so it's going this side. What we've also got to make sure is you've got to keep it in sort of, like a non-turbulent area. So under the boat, there are 2 ribs this side. So they're going to create a bit of turbulence. So we want it in the middle of them 2 ribs. So it's going to go about there. It's further enough away from the propeller. It's not going to go in line with these ribs. So now I've just got to work out the height to put it on. So, apart from electronic equipment, what is the most important thing we need on a boat?
Paint.
It's got paint on it.
So.
It needs a horn.
A trumpet.
So, we're thinking we're going to mount it here. Obviously, you want to angle it a bit down so any water drains back out. So, we happy about that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it used to be orange, didn't it? It freaked me out then, but it was orange, I suppose, at one point.
Okay, so all the wires are all in now. They're not actually properly routed and secured yet because you need to do testing, don't you? But it's time for the big turn on. This is like a bit of a dream of mine for the past few years, to be honest with you. But so we've got a little light on, so I think that means it's powered. So let's how do you do it? On. It's on.
You nearly failed at the first hurdle then, didn't you?
I'm not very good with electronic things. It was like, oh, axiom.
Yeah.
Look.
Simulated data. Right, that's because we haven't got our charts plugged in.
Should we play with it a bit first?
No, let's plug them in.
Okay. Last night we plugged the SD card that comes with the Lightsource charts into the computer. Then you can basically download
points of interest.
Yeah, points of interest in your area, because you can download them all if you want, but I don't think they're all going to fit on this little card.
And also you could download satellite images. So for our local area, I downloaded all the satellite images and all the points of interest. So should we plug it in?
Yes, let's do it. Move in. Okay, so Gemma's just informed me that you don't turn the fish finder, the sonar on until it's actually in water, so I might go and get a big bucket of water while Gemma's
So our charts are on. So I'm just having a little play around, a little explore. So Sarinda's down here, And you can see it's in the green, so obviously
What does green mean?
land.
It dries out.
Dries out. So, as you can see, there isn't really a path for us to get out, but obviously we know there is a little channel. So where we are is very uncharted. So that's why we sort of want to go and plot our own course. So yeah, but yeah, it's like quite interesting. Look at all the stuff. Look at how many wrecks there are about. Like boat, like look at that. This is like the entrance into the River Mersey in Liverpool. There's so many wrecks. I want to go wreck diving. In this dock, there is a sunken HTML in this little float. And she sunk on her moorings quite a few years back. I'd love to go and actually go and look down. So that's something that we want to do, but I don't know whether you can gain public access. So that's something I need to do some research into. Oh yeah, look, so you got your tidal curves.
This is cool. This is really cool.
Wow. So there's so much on this. Fish and charts, yeah. And then you can also
you can do everything.
tides.
No, you could do everything on it.
So it'll tell you like your tides, like whenever you want to find out.
If you can watch Netflix on it, you can watch.
So you go to your apps, your Netflix and Spotify. So we've also, obviously, we haven't really got the fish finder set up. It's in a bucket of water. Down vision.
Okay.
So obviously it all needs to be calibrated because we're in a bucket of water at the moment.
So I think we should go to the river.
Should we go?
Yes.
Right, you tidy your wires up.
Yep.
And we will pack up and we'll take it out for a spin. Oh, but first, I need to test the horn. It better not be like a little girly horn, like beep. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
But
Why did we sound like a big ship?
you could adjust this to like. Go on, hold on.
Yeah, you gotta have a manly horn.
The only problem is all the lights go dim.
It uses quite a bit of power, that horn, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's cool. Right, off to the river.
Yeah, so we're going to have a quick tidy for all the wires and then we're going to give it a test on the river to a known location.
And we can set it all
control, we can anchor up, we can measure the depth.
And hopefully we can find some fish.
Yeah, and we can beep the kayakers out of the way.
Let's go.
Have you checked on the inside for like stuff?
No.
So good job I know the local area, isn't it?
Should we see? Did I tell you where you can go and catch your dinner?
Probably just goes to a chippy.
The nearest fish and chip shop is Go Chart Plotter Shopping.
Yes.
Let's get out on the water.
Can anybody tell it's hot today? Have you ever seen me sweat?
Look at, you are literally.
Have you ever seen me sweat like that?
No. You might need like some makeup on to like get the sweat off.
Sweaty Simon.
It is hot today and that's why a lot of boat work hasn't been going on. We've just been doing tidying up.
I am in a magic place. Apparently. According to this one.
It's always magic when you're with me.
Yes, right.
There we go. We are fully stocked up on board the boat. That should last us a while because she's worth it. Can't do it without you for the... We use worth because Sarinda's worth it.
Just don't laugh at the end.
I can't not laugh.
Just have that like funny face like.
We use worth products because she's worth it. No, I can't do it. I can't keep a straight face. I am not an actress.